YouTube, what it do, man? It's your boy More back again with another motherfucking video. Today we got Chicago teens murdered police officer, then bragged about the killing. Typical Chicago shit. Y'all already know what the fuck going on, man. Like, subscribe, and let me know what the fuck y'all want me to react to next. We about to get into this fucking video. I'm already knowing this shit gonna give me a headache, man, but gotta do what you gotta do, man, to get the view. Shout out True
I
Crime
stand
Recorder.
before you guys today as a mother, a heartbroken mother.
In court Wednesday, the mother of fallen Chicago police officer Ariana Preston
She look young.
faced the four teenagers accused of murdering her daughter.
Justice to me is life, a life sentence.
Man, just look, man. I think I heard his name before, Jalen Frazier, but nah, I'm saying just by looking at these niggas, bro, they don't give a fuck about their life, gang. They don't give a fuck about your life or their own life. They really don't. Just by does this nigga have a fucking tattoo on the side of his cheek? Niggas just be doing anything blessed throat ass niggas, bro. Y'all fucking
Daughter.
corny.
Justice to me is life, a life sentence.
Corny as shit.
That's justice for us. As crazy as this may sound, I pray for their family. I really, really do. I pray for their family.
And this weekend, Preston was set to graduate from Loyola University with her master's
The
degree.
thing is, bro, this always happens to a just off that statement of her saying she prays for the other person's family, bro. That's how you know, like that's a good human. That's a cute. That's a good person. You know what I mean? That's a good person, and that often reflects on because you ain't never gonna hear no motherfucking thug ass motherfucking well, except for normally and most times when you hear about a motherfucker coming from a two-parent household with a stable, not saying loving environment, they never end up going down this route. I could bet you we could take a deep dive in, not even a deep dive, just do like a little scalp of their own of those four people that they just showed. They don't come from a structured household. Their environment is all fucked up. It's all about killing, fucking selling drugs, smoking weed, all that shit. Brought up by people that don't really love them. People that just influence them to do bad shit. They don't, you could tell they ain't never have nobody telling, nah, boo, you feel me? Go play basketball, go play soccer, go play football, focus on your studies, do this and that. You know what I'm saying? Even in Chicago, I know like the environment tends to get, especially not saying less fortunate families, they it tends to drag them into the environment of the streets. You know what I'm saying? Thankfully, I never had to be a part of the streets. I almost got into them on some dumb shit because I want to be stupid, but I realized early on that that shit ain't for me, bro. I just rather lay back, do what I'm doing, and not saying make some bread, and not saying keep doing me. But I've seen people get caught up into that life when they didn't have to. You know what I mean? And you feel me? Sometimes these kids are doomed from the start, bro. But it just takes one person, bro, to end that. To be like, nah, I ain't gonna do that. Nah, I ain't gonna go shoot up a fucking police officer. Nah, I ain't gonna. Nah, I'm just gonna focus on my own studies. And it's kind of hard when you don't have somebody around you telling you and a good role model to tell you that. You feel me? That's why I feel like fathers are important. Cause I know a strong mom can guide a child in the right way, but to raise a man, you need a man. You feel me? Most times than not, because a mother could raise a man, but you feel me? A man that has experienced a lot of things, has experienced that life, he could teach him better than a mother could ever do. Through tough love, through all that, you feel me? I went through it. Feel me? I literally sat down in the office with my dad and my teacher, my not my teacher, but my school counselor, and he literally told me in front of her like, "Nigga, I don't want you going down this path." And it was over some dumb shit too. Like it was a fight or something I got into. And he literally told me, "I don't want you going down this life, bro. Like me and your mom gave you everything, and that changed a lot about me, bro. That day changed a lot about me and how I view my parents and how grateful I am for them. You know what I mean? Because there's parents around me too, not just in Chicago, everywhere too, that encourage that shit. Obviously, my parents ain't say don't fight. If a motherfucker swings on you, you swing back. Don't go instigating shit though. Don't go, you feel me, doing all that. Just stay in your own lane. If motherfuckers try to knock you off your lane, you knock them the fuck out of your lane. The fuck. But yeah,
Her mom says she will be there to accept that diploma on her daughter's behalf.
CBS 2 investigators have been digging into the accused killer's criminal backgrounds.
The youngest, 16-year-old Jalen Frazier, was first arrested in 2019 for robbery and got 4 years of probation. He was also arrested in 2020 and in 2021. 18-year-old Jaquan Buchanan was arrested in 2019 for robbery. He got probation and was arrested again for aggravated.
his dumbass nigga, bro. Had flame tattoos on the fucking side of his face. With a blessed neck tattoo, blessed throat ass, corny.
Vehicular hijacking. Last November, a juvenile arrest warrant was issued for both those cases. Joseph Brooks, also 18, has 9 juvenile arrest dates.
What you doing with your life, gang? No facial structure. This nigga look easy to draw. No facial structure. Got fucking hair, your hairline all the way to the middle of your fucking head, your skull. You look dirty as shit. White shirt, not even white. Little ass stubble on your chin. Just a fucking mess, my nigga. Just a mess.
Back to 2019. In 2022, he was charged with aggravated vehicular hijacking and was classified a violent juvenile offender. Then there's 19-year-old Travell Breland. Court records show 8 different cases for him, including gun and stolen vehicle charges, as well as arrests for attack.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. If you ever see a nigga like this and he trying to be your homie, gang, he ain't lead you down no good direction, gang. Any motherfucker that look like them. It don't have to be a black person either. And everything I say doesn't pertain to one race, by the way. Just because it's a black person doesn't mean it couldn't be a white person. Doesn't mean it could have been a fucking Filipino or a fucking Mexican, Duran, whatever the fuck. Motherfuckers look like they don't give a fuck about their life, bro. They don't give a fuck about yours. If a motherfucker don't take care of themselves, why you think they gonna take care of you? You feel me? It don't make logical sense, bro. You gotta surround yourself around people that care about themselves, that want to see better for themselves. Because when you build a relationship with them people, when you build real love with them people, them the same people that will lift you up. Feel me? When you down, they go up, and when they down, you feel me? You bring them up too. Now when you around people that don't give a fuck about themselves, they gonna keep telling you to do the same shit they doing, not loving themselves, gonna go not even smoke weed, but I'm saying go to parties, not even ain't just parties, but you feel me? Go shoot shit, go steal cars, go fight motherfuckers, go disrespecting the elderly, go woo doo doo woo doo. Now I got some homies. Man, I think I got away from that girl, but I got homies now that you feel me. They respect they respect a lot. You know what I'm saying? A lot of my homies respect a lot, and that's one thing about me, bro. It's all about respect. If you could respect me, I could respect you, bro. If you feel me.
Attacking a teacher and domestic violence against his own mother. He's
Damn,
never
already
been given more than probation or supervision.
The street was
I'm already a
quiet in
minute in. I'm
Avalon
already
Park,
yapping.
the
My
kind of early
bad.
morning stillness that settles in after the city exhales. Porch lights glowed softly. Cars sat unmoving along the curb. Nothing about the moment suggested danger. It was just another block, another night, ending the way thousands of nights do across Chicago. Ariana Preston had just finished her shift. She was still in uniform. The badge was visible. The work was done. She was coming home the same way she always did, pulling up to the place that was supposed to mark the end of responsibility, not the beginning of another fight. At just 24 years old, she had already given 3 years of her life to the Chicago Police Department. In days, not months, she was set to complete her master's degree. Her future was measured, planned, and moving forward. She stepped onto her front lawn, familiar ground, a routine moment. The kind of space where the mind starts to let go of the night, where the tension of the shift fades, where you are no longer an officer on duty, just a young woman going home. Then something moved, a vehicle, too deliberate, shadows where there shouldn't have been any. Doors opening fast, 4 figures dressed in black, faces covered, guns already raised, teenagers, all of them. The youngest just 16 years old. There was no
Go for
conversation,
what, bro?
no warning, no chance to understand what was happening before it was already happening. Gunfire erupted. Not chaos, not screaming, just sudden violence tearing through a moment that had been ordinary seconds before. Ariana did what she'd been trained to do. She fought back. She didn't freeze. She didn't run. She responded with gunfire as well. But training doesn't make you bulletproof. In the span of moments, the uniform that marked the end of her shift became the reason she was recognized. Her front lawn became a crime scene. The place she was supposed to rest became the place she fell. She survived the shift. She didn't survive the walk home. If you're into real true crime stories, stories that dig deep into the facts and the people behind them, go ahead and hit that her. Her younger siblings looked up to her. From early on, Ariana understood structure. She understood discipline. She understood the weight of responsibility. Those instincts guided her toward criminal justice, first at Illinois State University, where she pursued her undergraduate degree with focus and clarity. This wasn't curiosity for her. It was direction. She wasn't drifting toward a career. She was committing to one. That same commitment carried her to Loyola University Chicago, where she was nearing the completion of her master's degree. She was days away. Not hypothetically close, actually close. Assignments nearly finished, graduation imminent, the next chapter already forming in her mind. And at the same time, she was working full shifts as a Chicago police officer. She didn't choose between education and service. She carried both. Serving in the CPD's 5th District, Ariana built a reputation rooted in consistency. She wasn't flashy, she wasn't careless, she was prepared. She showed up. She took the job seriously, not as a performance, but as a responsibility. The kind of officer who understood that policing wasn't about authority alone. It was about presence, judgment, and restraint. She worked nights, long hours, the kind of schedule that forces you to learn how to live in fragments. Schoolwork between shifts, family time squeezed into narrow windows, rest treated like a luxury instead of a right, but she managed it. She balanced patrol work with coursework, stress with purpose, fatigue with ambition. She was building something carefully, deliberately. Outside her, the city kept moving. Chicago at night doesn't announce its danger, it blends it in.
It really
Blocks can
doesn't,
look
bro.
identical, quiet, residential, unremarkable, until something shifts. A car slows too much. A figure steps out too fast. The randomness isn't chaos, it's proximity. Being in the wrong place at the wrong time without ever knowing it was wrong until afterward. Armed robberies weren't theoretical threats. They were patterns, groups moving through neighborhoods, targeting individuals instead of businesses, choosing speed over planning, surprise over strategy. It wasn't personal. That was the point. Victims weren't selected for who they were, but for where they happened to be. And on that night, that randomness was already in motion. Four teenagers were moving through the city together, ages ranging from 16 to 19, faces covered, clothing dark, guns already in hand. They weren't improvising. They were operating inside a rhythm that had been building for hours, one robbery bleeding into the next, one decision making the next easier. Vehicles were taken. A red Kia Forte was stolen earlier in the night, used as transportation, later discarded and burned. The acts weren't isolated. They were linked. Each one lowered the barrier for the next. This wasn't about desperation. It was about momentum. As the night progressed, that momentum hardened. The group didn't slow down. They didn't reconsider. They didn't stop. They kept moving, carrying weapons, feeding off the anonymity of darkness and speed. The city around them didn't know what was passing through it, just that somewhere, something was already unfolding. It was approximately 1:42 a.m. on May 6, 2023. Her shift was over. The work had been done. She was still in uniform, not because she needed to be, but because the end of a tour doesn't come with ceremony. You finish the last call. You clear. You go home. Her street in Avalon Park looked the same as it always did. Quiet, residential, familiar. There was nothing about the moment that signaled danger. No raised voices, no arguments spilling into the night, no visible threat waiting in the open. Just a front lawn, a sidewalk, and the routine act of arriving home after work. And then a vehicle approached. Not slowly, not casually. It pulled up with intention. The doors opened quickly. Four figures exited almost at once. All dressed in black. Faces covered. Guns already drawn. This wasn't a misunderstanding. It wasn't a confrontation that escalated. It was an ambush. Ariana didn't have the luxury of processing what was happening. Training took over. Instinct took over. She did what she'd been taught to do, what she had practiced for, prepared for, and committed to doing if the moment ever came. She returned fire. Later, investigators would recover shell casings from her service weapon, proof that she didn't freeze, didn't hesitate, didn't surrender the moment. In the seconds that followed, gunfire tore through the stillness of the block. Not a prolonged exchange, not a drawn-out standoff, just sudden, decisive violence. She was struck in the face and neck. During the chaos, one of the suspects took her service weapon. The group fled almost immediately, piling back into the vehicle they had arrived in. The confrontation was over as quickly as it had begun, leaving behind silence, blood, and a front lawn that no longer resembled home. Ariana lay wounded outside her home, still in uniform, her badge visible. She was discovered by a Chicago police officer responding to an unrelated call nearby, an officer who realized in an instant that the person lying there was one of their own. She had done exactly what she was trained to do. It wasn't enough. The scene that followed wasn't loud. It was heavy. Emergency responders arrived. Officers flooded the area. The shift from response to grief was immediate and devastating. She was transported to the hospital, surrounded by people who knew what the uniform meant, who understood the stakes of the job, who had shared the same night shifts and routines. Despite every effort, Ariana Preston was pronounced dead from her injuries. She was 24 years old. The badge didn't protect her. It identified her. As the city woke up, the investigation began to move. Chicago does not forget violence like this. Not when it happens in a residential neighborhood. Not when the victim is a police.
It no. Chicago does forget about this. Not to a police officer. Feel me? Not in this instance. She's a police officer, G. But they don't try in every case the same way. Feel me? I don't expect them to either. You feel me? I'm not gonna say they shouldn't, cause you feel me. You should respond to everything like that on some quick shit, on some trying to help the person. But you know what I'm saying, Chicago is so fucked up, bro. It's so fucked up. There's shootings left and right, and most of them be gang related. Some of them don't. You feel me? That's why a police officer dead ass had to find her. If she wouldn't have been found, they would have called that shit up in the morning when somebody saw her. Ain't nobody called because of gunfire. You peep that? How they literally said a police officer they drove by saw her. They didn't get a call that there was shots fired or anything. These things get or they probably did, and they probably was taking forever because Chicago, bro. One thing about Chicago, bro, is shootings everywhere, bro. There's shootings downtown. Nigga, Lil Jeff had 10 bodies, 11 bodies, 10 bodies. Q50 probably got his own bodies. You know what I'm saying? King Von had 7 bodies supposedly. Like shit like that gets swept under the rug for real, for real. But they're becoming bolder and bolder every day. Like yeah, like last year, what was it? They shot by they shot in downtown by fucking don't think it, I think it was a movie theater or a just a theater. I think they shot that shit up. I remember hearing about that. Like, damn, bro. Like, motherfuckers getting like even when Lil Jeff. Well, I mean, it's confirmed now that Lil Jeff when he went down and killed those two students, not even students because it was in the streets, but they went and killed them outside of fucking a school in downtown. You feel me? And he posted about it. He did all that and all that. And mind you, Lil Jeff would have been caught now. He would have been caught now. But why wasn't he caught before? It was so much evidence. It was him posting it on Instagram. It was him um, dropping subliminals about hats and shit, putting hats in different types of hats to represent his bodies. He posted a video literally right after that shit. You think the police ain't have that as soon as they did? And they didn't get it till now. No, they didn't. They been had that. I could promise you that. They just didn't give a fuck. Because it's two black teens. It's just the same shit they see every fucking day. And it don't even have to be black teen. It could have happened to, you know what I'm saying? A Hispanic. But if it were, you see, because if it would have been white, it would have been an outcry. See, this right here was a police officer. Of course, they're gonna go crazy because it's a police officer, somebody of value to them. They don't value police officers the same as they do civilians or gang members. They don't. And there's no point in hiding it, bro. Chicago is a dangerous place, bro. It's a dangerous place. Like I think about moving to Chicago because I'm not from Chicago, but like I be down there sometimes, and I already know how I get, bro. I know how I get. Even from over here where I am, there's still shit be going down over here. Like just a little, like I think like 2 3 weeks ago, a motherfucker try to I think rob somebody literally right outside my crib. Shit crazy out here, bro. But feel me? Say more, say
Officer, and
more.
not when the act is as brazen as this one. Detectives began piecing together the night backward, hour by hour, decision by decision.
81st in Blackstone, we got a person shot. It's an off-duty PO. Get an ambulance here now.
That's the call that came through police radio just moments after an officer found one of their own, immediately pulling Ariana Preston into a police car and driving her to University of Chicago Hospital.
Well, it's not looking good. Get an ambulance here now.
A desperate and ultimately unsuccessful attempt to save her life. A police source telling us she died from multiple gunshot wounds above the breast.
I had an opportunity to speak with the family of this officer, who, as you might imagine, is completely shattered. I won't speak for.
People like to blame the mayor. Like I've seen people blame the mayor for. I'm not saying the. I feel like the mayor of Chicago should be like. I feel like any mayor across the world should be 100% honest. Shit is bought. I was about to say shit is bought out here, but nah, shit ain't safe out here. It really ain't. It ain't. And I feel like they should be more transparent with that because they try to be like, oh yeah, the murder rate has gone down. Whatever the fuck. It's still not safe. Just because the murder rate's going down doesn't mean they're down. It doesn't mean they won't spike up. Most of the criminals that did all them fucking murders, I mean, most of them probably even either dead or in jail already. But there's still some. That cycle still continues. It always gonna continue in this city, in this world. For real. It's always gonna continue. Ain't no stopping it. Ain't no. There's too many illogical people in this fucking world. There's too many stupid people in this world for this shit to stop. You feel me? And it's sad. It is sad. I would wish that one day there was a civilized fucking like no murders, and like if you murder somebody, they take your life. I feel like that shit is a perfect exchange. If you take somebody's life for no reason like this, they should just die, bro. Realistically, like what the fuck do they have to serve? What do they have to serve? Why do they deserve a second chance? The person that died didn't get a second chance. They don't get a second chance to live the life. This shit we experiencing right now, they don't get to experience this no more. They're dead. Why should he be able to keep living, breathing, experiencing new things? Why should he? You feel me? That's how I think. I think like an eye for an eye, literally. But that's also how they think in in the streets too. They think, oh, you killed my brother, so I'm gonna kill you. Oh, but now it's more stupid than it was back then. Cause back then it was over things, over blocks, territory. You feel me? Drugs, money. Now it's just about who can kill more, who could be the most stupid one, who could go, who got the most bodies, who robbed the most, who crashes out the most, who does this, who does that. And it's not even to impress ain't no women impressed by this shit, gang. There is some hood rat bitches that are impressed by this shit of you getting bodies, of you having toting guns and shit. There's some bitches out here. I'm telling you, there's hoes for every occasion. There's hoes that want to get fucked. There's hoes that want to go get in shootouts. There's hoes that want to. I mean, there's females that want to build a family. There's hoes for everything. But like I was saying, bro, like it's illogical to think that shit is shit's just gonna end. Like that is illogical. This shit gonna keep happening and happening. I don't see nothing getting solved from this shit unless they start doing extreme shit, and that shit's gonna be frowned upon.
Her, the mother, but I can tell you that she poured everything that she could into her child.
Hours later, police going door to door to see if neighborhood smart doorbells and surveillance cameras caught video of the shooters.
Sergeant Bickham with Chicago Police. We're just looking for cameras in the area in regards to the police officer shot.
And then I thought, this is right at home.
Tina Wallace gave us ring video of the officers searching her neighborhood.
And I've been here 10 years. I never had anything come around here. This neighborhood is safe.
She says their block has an active neighborhood watch.
Ain't no neighborhood safe in Chicago or anywhere, bro. What did DJ go say? You may be inside your home, but your home is outside. Anybody could come in your home. Anybody could lurk anywhere. Feel me? It only takes one dumb motherfucker. It only takes one dumb motherfucker to do some stupid shit and your life is gone. Only takes one stupid motherfucker. And this instance, it was 4 dumb motherfuckers. But only takes one dumb motherfucker to change your life, to end your life or change your life. You might have to blick somebody down. You might have to pop somebody. You ain't want to pop them, but you had to. You was trying to rob you. That's why I keep preaching, bro. It's better to be caught with it than without it. That's why I thank God. Like I've never been robbed. I've never been, not saying stained, or I've never been fucking in a predicament where I had to keep a gun on me. I thank God I never had to. But every day, I keep seeing new shit like this. I keep seeing stupid motherfuckers online from my area doing the same shit these motherfuckers doing, just doing dumb shit. And to be honest, I ain't trying to fall into that shit, gang. I ain't trying to fall into a motherfucking want to rob me, and in the midst of that shit, he shoots me dead. I don't want that. God forbid that shit happen. Feel me? Feel me? Fuck that. God forbid that shit happens. That's why it's better to be caught with than without it. She went out blasting. Feel me? She had it on her, but it was 4 people. It's not to say that you need 4 people to go rob somebody. It could be one. I'm telling you, it takes one dumb motherfucker to change your life.
She walks with Verily Brown, one of the residents who's been here longest, since 1965.
I mean, it has come at 79th and Avalon, it has come at Ellis, it has come at Dorchester, but never this close to us.
They don't know the woman killed, whose last Instagram post proudly shows off her graduation garb, but they hope there are more answers soon for her family.
But my heart dies for them.
And for the safety of this neighborhood.
Good morning. I'm Interim Superintendent Eric Carter. I'm here to brief you on the tragic loss of a department member this morning. At approximately 1:42 this morning, we received a call of an alert for shots fired in the 8100 block of South Blackstone. Responding officers responded and found one of our own suffering gunshot wounds.
So they did call the
picked
shots.
Our officer up, put him in the back of a squad car, and immediately brought to University of Chicago Hospital, where she succumbed to her wounds early this morning. Right now, it's very preliminary. Not much information is known, but shots were fired. The officer was brought here and unfortunately pronounced several hours ago. The investigation is still early on, and until we have more, we will update you. But right now, we ask that you keep the officer and her family in your prayers, as well as the men and women of the Chicago Police Department who sacrifice everything, including their lives, on the line for this city every day. So we ask that you keep us in your prayers.
And for the police officers out there that are actually doing their job and actually want better for their communities, bro. I respect all that, especially for Chicago, bro. You don't know when your day coming, bro. In Chicago, with so many stupid motherfuckers, bro. There's so many stupid people in Chicago, bro. Y'all wouldn't even imagine, even where I'm from. There's a lot of dumb ass people, bro, that will give their life up. They'll give the shit we experiencing right now. You see how you watching me, experiencing this video with me. You feel me? Having fun, having all this shit, learning, experiencing life. Bro, that shit is taken from people every day. Not only here, but everywhere. Their life is getting taken away, bro. The chance to experience something is being taken away, bro. And that shit crazy to me, bro. That's why I thank God every day that I wake up, bro. I thank God I wake up every day. Even if sometimes I take it for granted, even though sometimes I take for granted that I'm in the position I am, because I know I could be in much worse. But I thank God, bro, that I'm still here. I'm still doing things that I want to do.
I'm uplifted, and please thank an officer if you see them while you're out here for the hard work that they do each and every day.
Surveillance footage was reviewed. PID cameras captured movements, vehicles, timelines. Cell phone data began to fill in gaps. Who was where, when?
For any dumb motherfuckers watching this video, dumb motherfuckers that I'm not gonna say that are in the streets, because there's a lot of smart people in the streets. You feel me? There's a lot of smart people. There's some people that just get into they don't get into that shit, but they just mix into that shit because of the environment they in. Like, it's cameras everywhere, bro. It's cameras everywhere. From the moment you walk out of your crib, you already see 3 cameras pointing at you, bro. Even if you come out the crib with a fucking mask on, they know it's your crib. Bro, there's so many fucking cameras, bro. This almost, I'm not gonna say it's impossible to get away with murder, but it's close. Like, if it's that deep, the circumstances gotta be so perfect for you not to get caught. I'm talking about no fingerprints, no sweat, no spit, no fingerprints on the bullet casings. I'm talking about no fingerprints on the car. No camera seeing you walking out the crib. No camera seeing your face. You feel me? No cameras tracked you back down to where you was. You feel me? And that's kind of impossible because everywhere there's cameras, bro. Everywhere. Literally, as soon as I walk out the crib, motherfuckers a camera looking at me straight in my fucking face. As soon as I walk out the crib, if a the if a fucking investigative unit wants you that bad, bro, they could track you down to the moment you leave your crib, my nigga. Cell phones, they could ping your cell phone. They can do. It's so much technology out here, bro. It's too much technology out here to be doing stupid shit like this. It really is too much fucking technology.
And with whom? Ballistics analysis matched weapons to shell casings. DNA testing connected individuals to objects left behind.
Yep.
What had seemed like a fast, anonymous act began to slow under scrutiny. A red Kia Forte, stolen earlier in the night, became a focal point. The vehicle had been used during the crime spree that preceded the shooting. Afterward, it was burned, an attempt to erase evidence that only raised more questions. Inside other vehicles connected to the group, detectives found credit cards belonging to robbery victims, tying multiple crimes together into a single chain of events. This wasn't one bad decision, it was a series of them. And then came the moment that would break the case wide open, not through interrogation, not through pressure, but through ego. Jalen Frazier, the youngest of the group, spoke to a friend. Instead of fear, he expressed pride. Instead of silence, he bragged. He described the night openly, how they had been out robbing people, how they saw a woman alone, how she fired at them, and how one of the guys with him shot back and killed her. He called it my work. The friend didn't celebrate. The friend went to police. That single conversation placed the entire group at the scene. It confirmed intent. It aligned with the physical evidence already being collected. It turned suspicion into certainty. No interrogation broke the case. Ego did. The arrests followed.
11:57. A woman is robbed at gunpoint near 46th and Ellis by 4 men who got out of a white Dodge Avenger. Her wristlet, belt, phone, credit cards, all stolen. 12:39 a.m. A red Kia Forte parked at 47th and Indiana is stolen. 1:07 a.m. The red Kia pulls up to a home at 100th and Wallace. 3 men get out, push 2 people to the ground and steal a Coach bag and cell phone. 1:30 a.m. A person parking a Tesla at 91st and Merrill is robbed, the thieves taking his cell phone and Tesla key. 1:42 a.m.
They just be doing shit, bro. They just be doing shit, man. It's so stupid. Niggas stole his Tesla key. Ain't even steal the Tesla. Stole his phone that could be tracked. You get how stupid people are? You get like blow this fucking planet up, bro.
Picking up 9 rounds at 81.
I know I'm in it, but what TJ
Sensors
I know I'm
picked
in
up
it,
the
but blow
sound
this
of
bitch up.
gunfire, but officers didn't immediately respond because of a backlog in the district. 1:51 a.m. Calls begin coming in about a red Kia set on fire in an alley near 72nd and Eberhard. 2:02 a.m. 911 gets a notification of a crash in the same spot as the ShotSpotter notification 20 minutes prior. We now know that was Officer Preston's Apple Watch alerting 911 she was in distress. At approximately 2:15 a.m.
We got a person shot. It's an off-duty PO. Get an ambulance here now.
That officer not waiting for the ambulance, instead driving Officer Preston directly to the University of Chicago where she died. She had been shot once in the face and once in the neck. Bullet casings recovered from the scene show 2 guns were fired, one of which was Officer Preston's. That night, prosecutors say one of the defendants proudly bragged to a friend about taking part in the robberies and shooting of Officer Preston.
How you gonna brag about that, gang? That's another thing, bro. Niggas. Oh my god, man. I pray, bro, that this world is
immediately
fucking
alerting
gets
police.
fixed, man, but that's
Fast forward to
impossible.
Sunday night. Police are monitoring a home at 76th and Bishop when Jaquan Buchanan is seen getting into an Uber. Officers pull over the car and arrest Buchanan and his ex-girlfriend. As they're arresting him, Buchanan begins screaming, alerting others in a home nearby. After a lengthy standoff with SWAT, the others were taken into custody.
A gun recovered from the back seat of that Uber has since been traced to Officer Preston's murder, according to police. But Officer Preston's gun...
Another thing, man, bro. If you just murked a officer of the law, not trying to put any of y'all motherfuckers on game. Motherfucker, they on your neck. They on your neck. You think that you just gonna kill an officer and be like, oh my god, no way. We're not gonna find what is it. They gonna find out who you are. Get rid of everything. Get rid of the clothes you did it in. Get rid of the fucking gloves you wore. Niggas got rid of the fucking car. Get rid of the gun. Of her gun too. Like, it sounds like I'm putting it on game. But like, this is stupid shit these motherfuckers don't even think about. How you gonna be committing this shit?
Missing. One of the defendants reportedly
I will go through the
admitting
extremities to
they
make sure
sold
I don't fuck.
All four suspects, Trevor Breland, 19, Joseph Brooks, 18, Jaquan Buchanan, 18, and Jalen Frazier, 16, were taken into custody and charged with first-degree murder, along with additional counts related to armed robbery and vehicle theft. Despite being just 16 years old, Frazier was charged as an adult, a decision reflecting the severity of the crime and the volume of evidence against him. Due to his age, he was initially held in juvenile detention as the case proceeded through the courts. When they appeared in court, bond was denied. The courtroom was filled, not with spectacle, but with presence. A large contingent of Chicago police officers attended, not as a show of force, but as a show of solidarity. They stood behind the family of a fallen colleague, watching four teenagers face the consequences of decisions made in minutes.
Stupid ass decisions.
There was
Stupid
no
ass
shouting,
people.
no chaos, just the weight of what had happened. 4 young lives now tied forever to one they had taken. For Ariana's family, the courtroom was not about procedure. It was about loss. Her father spoke about justice, not vengeance, but accountability. Her mother, steady and unwavering, made her position clear. She wanted life sentences for those responsible. Not out of hatred, but out of conviction that the magnitude of what was taken could not be measured lightly. She spoke of her daughter not as an officer first, but as a person. A young woman who was supposed to be finishing her education, building a career, stepping into a future that had already been carefully planned. She prayed not only for her family, but for the troubled youths whose choices had led them there. There was grief in her voice, but not hysteria. Pain, but not spectacle. The kind of sorrow that settles deep and stays. She was supposed to be in a courtroom one day. The implication lingered, not remembered in one. The city mourned. Ariana's funeral drew fellow officers, city leaders, and community members who had never met her, but understood what her loss represented. Streets were lined. Uniforms filled the space. Silence spoke louder than words.
The audible agony of a grieving family greets the casket of Officer Ariana Preston as it arrives at Trinity United Church of Christ.
For you are with me, your rod and your staff comfort me.
This is a day her family couldn't
watch
have
this,
anticipated.
Law, justice, and public service. Through the Peace for Preston Foundation, her family redirected grief into action, mentorship, education, and community work designed to protect futures instead of mourn them. In that way, her legacy became something living, something active, something that continued to give even after her death. But while the memorials stood quietly, the case itself did not rest. In January 2026, the legal process continued inside Cook County courtrooms. Pre-trial hearings resumed for the 4 men charged in Ariana Preston's murder. Judges heard motions, ruled on evidence, and addressed how the case would move forward. One significant ruling allowed firearms expert testimony to be used at trial, strengthening the prosecution's ability to connect ballistics evidence to the shooting.
A new chapter now in the case of a fallen Chicago police officer. Ariana Preston's case opened in court today. It was the first of multiple hearings for the 4 people charged with shooting and killing Preston in 2023. It's a case that struck a chord across the city. Our Mercer Perlman joins us now with what we are expecting this week as things get underway.
Well, Marie, it's hard to believe
That's why that
this
one
day
name
actually will mark 3
stood
years
out to me, the Jalen Frazier or whatever the fuck that nigga name was.
since Officer Preston was shot and killed. And today's courtroom filled, of course, with emotional family members, supporters, and law enforcement who all showed up to watch yet another step in this long-awaited legal process. The first hearing for the youngest of these 4 suspects, who was just 16 at the time of this crime.
Case police say is unusually complex.
These processes are never easy. Some of these cases are a little more intricate. Having 4 offenders, this has made it probably one of the more complicated ones we've had in a long time.
Jalen Frazier, now 19, facing a detention hearing Wednesday. He was escorted into court wearing a juvenile detention center shirt and sweatpants. Frazier is being charged as an adult, but has been housed at the JTDC since Officer Preston's murder. A staff member testified Frazier had 2 rule violations while under custodial status last year. A judge ruled Frazier will stay under the protection of juvenile detention while the murder trial is ongoing. Frazier, one of 4 suspects arrested. Jaquan Buchanan, 18, Joseph Brooks, 19, and Travell Breland, 19, all at the time of the murder, will appear in court over the next month.
It's torture on these families.
But despite the emotional toll, families are showing up, some wearing Peace for Preston sweatshirts to witness a lengthy court battle, and not just for their own loved one.
Everybody's staying strong. It's encouraging to see other.
The youngest defendant, 16 years old at the time of the crime, remained charged as an adult, though still held in juvenile detention due to his age. Other defense motions, including attempts to suppress statements made to police, were argued and considered. No trial date had yet been set, but the case was active, deliberate, and ongoing. There was no resolution yet, no verdict, no closing argument, just the slow procedural march of accountability, years after a life had already been taken in seconds. And yet, no amount of legacy replaces a life. Justice, if it comes fully, will not restore her presence at the family table. It will not rewind the night or soften the moment her front lawn became a crime scene. It cannot give back the years she would have lived, the career she would have built, the courtroom she was meant to enter as a graduate, not a memory. What remains is the truth. Ariana Preston did not die because she was careless. She did not die because she took unnecessary risks. She did not die because she failed. She died because she showed up, night after night, shift after shift, believing in a future she was actively building until the very end. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. If you haven't already, be sure to like this video.
Man, this is the last fucking video I'm doing today, man. But, you know what I'm saying, man? I hope y'all enjoyed the fucking video, man. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, and let me know what y'all may react to next. And yeah, man, I'll see y'all on the next one.